Hi guys, it's Chris, back in the cider shed with another new cider to try. A really unusual cider to try actually, from a really interesting producer. So following on the Somerset theme, because that's where I went last Thursday, picked up loads of stuff, got loads of interesting samples, stuff to taste. Got some cheese as well today. Down at Broccoli Market today, at the end of the market, went over to Mons, grabbed some cheese. And I was kindly donated. There's some bits left over that they didn't really want to take back. It wasn't worth them wrapping them, taking it back. So they said, here, have this. So I got a few bits of cheese. I'll talk about that in a minute. Let's talk about the cider first. So, here it is from Pilton, who are based in Shepton Mallet. The apple trees are in the village of Pilton, which is right hard up against where the Glastonbury Festival is. When you're in Pilton, if you look down at the valley, you can see the festival, basically. Martin Berkeley is the cider maker. He's the man, sole proprietor. His wife is French, so when he started making cider, he got into making keeved cider. So the keeved cider is very much in the... let me just hit the button on there. Sorry, my phone is telling me something. Shut up, phone. Thank you very much. Keeved ciders. So we've talked about that a lot. Tried one yesterday. Find less nutrients for the yeast, so the yeast don't fully ferment the cider, so you have residual sugar and lower alcohol. Okay, but this is interesting because this has been aged. So this is a blend of keeved ciders from 2018 and 2019 that have been left in contact with Pinot Noir grape skins. So you might be able to see it's got quite a pink colour to it. So you're getting a bit of a rosé thing going on here. So yeah, going to try it. It's not that cold. I didn't know what temperature to drink it. It's sort of ambient, I would say. I don't expect this to blow up. It may well. Let's find out. What the heck? The cheese I've got. So keeved cider is very much associated with Normandy, Brittany, and the most famous Normand cheese is Camembert de Normandie. But we don't have any of that. What I did get was something called Coulommiers. So Coulommiers is a little bit different. This one is made by the Danger brothers. And I don't know if you can see this because it's like a, I don't know if you can see that. As you can see, I got to give it because it's completely squished. There's the white rind, but it's on this pink sort of russety colours on the outside though, so you can tell this is an interesting bulimia rind because it's not just this thick white penicillium, candidum you've got there, but these other things going on as well, which either signifies something which is a bit more interesting. This is raw milk, cow's milk. The guys who make the Dangers actually are famous for making a brie de Meaux. The Danger brie de Meaux is probably the best brie you can get. Raw milk, I forget how many generations have been making it, 3, 4, I think, I'm not sure. They're in the AOC, the Appellation d'Origine Contrôlée, which protects brie de Meaux. So brie, as a word, is not protected. But there are two protected bries. One is called brie de Moulin, lesser known cheese, a bit feistier, and then the brie de Meaux, which is what the Danger makes. But they also make this Coulommiers. A Coulommiers is basically, it's exactly the same recipe as the brie de Meaux, but in smaller format. So 500 gram wheels instead of 3 kilo wheels. But that does make a difference to the flavour. But it's Coulommiers itself is not protected. But this is made to the same recipe pretty much as the brie de Meaux, which is protected. Same milk, same people doing it. So it's of the same high standard, irrespective of the fact it doesn't have an appellation d'origine contrôlée. So I picked it because it was the closest thing. Well, I got given it, and I thought actually it is kind of close in style to Camembert, raw milk Camembert. So you're going to get much more character than you will with like factory bries and Camemberts, which are kind of pretty dull for the most part. This has got much more of it's richer. It's got more of a vegetal characteristic, like a cabbagey element to it. That's the flavour you get more than anything. It's like a cabbage thing within that sort of milky, creamy element. You get like a cabbage element, which is great. So I'd try it with this cider, because it's keeved, so it's kind of yeah. And it's got Pinot Noir, which is sort of like very French grape varietal. It's just cut me some slack. Jeez, do my best. All right, weapon of choice. This slightly. I think I've worked this thing to death now. It's getting a bit loose and wonky. Let's open this sucker and hope it doesn't go everywhere. Thank you, Martin Berkeley. Let's just try it. Where are you? That flew off. Bit of sparkle there. Didn't come over though. Quite a nice pop that actually. I suspect Martin doesn't put a cork in this because well, it's more work, and also you pay more duty if you put a cork in it. So let's pour it out and try it. Exciting stuff. So yeah, he has lots of different things, and I didn't know what to buy, so I just said, tell you what, give me. I got a couple of things off in the Tam O'Shanter, which is a Keeve cider aged in whiskey barrels, and it's straight Somerset Keeve cider, because I've had them before, really liked them. I said, just give me a sample. I'll just buy a sample of everything else you've got, try them all, then I'll come back to you and decide what I want to buy. I might want to buy everything, I don't know. So starters, hang on a second, hold the phone, need my thingamajig. There's my thingamajig. So it's amber, but there is a definite hint of rosé about this. There's a pinkish reddish hue to it. And for those who don't know, all grape juice is clear. It's white, like white wine. What gives it colour is contact with the skins. So red grapes have red skins. The juice inside is clear, but they have red skins. So if you leave them on the skins, that redness gets into the wine and gives it colour. That's how you get colour into red wines. It also imparts tannins, because there's tannins in the skins. Pinot Noir are famously thin-skinned grapes. So they tend to have less tannin and also impart less colour. But obviously depends on the vintage and the vineyard and so forth. But you know, that's just a bit of background to Pinot Noir for you. Also one of my favourite wine grapes in the world. But also, I mean, it's the red wine grape associated with Burgundy. So actually things like Romani Conti, I think it's like one of the most expensive wines in the world. So if you want to break the bank, get into French Pinot Noir. That's the way to do it. But there's some good examples from the rest of the world now. New Zealand do some good Pinot Noir, like South America, you can get some great Pinot Noir. So yeah, but traditionally, when you think about Pinot Noir, you think about Burgundy. Okay. Anyway, I don't know where he got the skins for this, to be honest. I didn't ask him. But there you go. That's the colour. Bottle conditioned, so a nice mousse on it. Should be a nice fine bubble. Let's have a sniff. So, smells like Keeve cider. Quite an appley Keeve cider though. Not too. Less of a tartar aromatic and more of a kind of like a fresh apple aromatic. So less of a baked apple and more of a fresh apple, so fresh red apple characteristic is what I'm getting off the nose. But there's a little bit of richness to it, a little bit of sweetness, a little bit perfumey. That may be coming from the Pinot, I'm not sure. It's quite a delicate nose though, compared to the Keeve cider we had last night, which was like bang in your face, ta ta ta. This is much more delicate. So, cheers. Nice moussey texture. It's on the warm side, but actually, not a big problem actually. Could chill it down a bit, but it's nice. Residual sugar for sure. More acidity than I normally associate with the Keeve cider. But there's definitely, I mean, there's tannin. That may well be coming from both the apples and the grape skin. But there's definitely something else going on in there. There's a distinct hint of red wininess about this. It's subtle, very subtle, but it's definitely there. So it feels like there's an element other than fruit going on. If I was to say it was anything, I'd say it was more of a cherry flavour, actually, than a Pinot Noir flavour. And he has got one on cherry to make sure I'm not mental. And Pinot Noir grape skins. And there's a very delicate flavour of a gentle red wine in the background, which I didn't expect to get. Yeah, there's a vinous quality to this. And it's actually quite nice. If you gave this to me blind, I'd really struggle to tell you exactly what that non-cider flavour was. I think it tastes more like a cherry. Like if you ever like Creek, like a Belgian lambic beer with cherries. This is what this is reminding me of more than anything. I mean, it's not as sour as those can be, but that's what it makes me think of. Cool, I like it. It's yeah. I don't love cherry, so that's the thing that's getting to me. Not that this isn't actually really good, because it is really good. It's my thing about cherry flavour, or cherry, you know. Okay, let's try it with some cheese. I can't make my mind up because I don't like cherry. So therefore I am biased against it. Not because of the quality of the cider, but because of my own palate. Let's hack a lump. Oh God, I don't even hack. It literally, I mean, this stuff is like, oh, look at that. Look at that. Whoa! I'm losing it. Look at that. Skilled cheesemonger me. Can you tell? I wiped that off my fingers. See if I can get some. And I'm going to have the skins and tannins, right, cheese rind, like this white sort of rinds and tannins can sometimes clash, get quite bitter. But that's so light, I'm going to just eat it all anyway. Look at that. There you go. This is a ripe Colombier. Solid salt, but the salt is integrated, and I like salt. That's fine. It makes me think of like almost like a macaroni cheese, an intense macaroni cheese, concentrated macaroni cheese. That's what this makes me think of when I'm eating it, and that's a good thing. I scarfed all that. A bit more. A bit more. I'm going to have it with the right. Gosh, this is quite hard to serve up. Okay. Sorry if this looks gross, everyone, but there you go. Did it. Got it in there. Okay. So the saltiness in this cheese is great. It's a really nice cheese. It's quite intense. It's making the cider taste sweeter because of the salt in it. The fats in that are coating my palate massively because it's so broken down. Low pH, so high pH, sorry, low acid. Really broken down. The bubbles in that, the fine mousse, scrubbing my palate. But I think that cherry thing that I'm getting doesn't work with this cheese. Cherries and cheese. I mean, somebody else might drink it, I don't know what he's talking about. That flavour makes me think of cherry. That's it. Cherry and cheese is not something I've ever seen promoted or had or people have raved about. So I'm finding that flavour combination slightly odd. And I'm not sure if I'm liking it. I think I like these things. They're both great. And they're not completely, ruining each other. But I don't feel they're the best bedfellows. Not for my palate anyway. But it's great cheese. And this is a genuinely interesting cider, which I'm going to have to go away and think about. Yeah, on the nose, you do get like a wine character on the nose. It's definitely there. And then you get a Keeve cider as well. My brain flips. It's like that rabbit, duck image. It's a bit like that. My brain can't quite tell where I'm at. Which is the whole point of these things. They're challenging. They're interesting. People are pushing the borders, experimenting. It's always good to try. I don't always like it. Sometimes it's a car crash. But if you don't try, you're never going to find out if something's good or not, are you? Cool. Well, thank you, Martin. Enjoying this. I'm going to go away and enjoy it some more. Give it to my wife to try. She does a good barometer of these things. Yeah. And if you want to get some Colombier, don't know if they sell Colombier online, actually, at Mons. They do. They breed them all from Donjon online, though. And that's equally as good as this and very, very, very similar in many, many ways. Okay, guys. Going to leave it there. Going to try some more stuff tomorrow and going to carry on trying stuff. We've got loads of stuff to get through. I hope you enjoyed that anyway. If you did, come back and join me again. And until then, cheers.